Hey everybody, this is Gagok7 and welcome back to another bonus episode of Pokémon Stadium. As you can see, I'm playing a Japanese version of Pokémon Stadium, and this is because in this bonus episode I would like to go over the Japanese exclusive content from Pokémon Stadium. Now, there's a few things that I want to explain, and I want to show off a few battles, not a lot. The first thing that I want to show, and that is I'm actually going to explain some things. In this version of the game, there are 6 different cups, and why that is, I'm going to explain right now. So I want to start off with hovering over this cup, and I want to start off with how Pokémon Stadium started in Japan. So in 1997, Nintendo held the Nintendo Cup 97. And that was basically a Pokemon tournament for competitors. And that was held using only your Game Boy and a link cable. So they held that tournament, and that went pretty well. It had the same rules that you have in Pokemon Stadium of selecting 6 Pokemon at the start and then using 3 to compete in a battle. And then the next year, they held another tournament called the Nintendo Cup 98. Now, that is the time when a new released Pokemon Stadium game came out. And that is not this game. It was known as Pokemon Stadium 1 in Japan and Pokemon Stadium 0 here in the West. And basically, that game was a very toned down version of what we're playing right now. It contained a lot of the stuff that you expect in Oak's Laboratory when you insert the transfer pack with a copy of Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, and Green into the game, into the transfer pack. And it had only a few limited amount of battles. It had the free battle, and it had a cup, like you can expect in this game. A cup that was based on the Nintendo Cup 97 finalists. So you can basically sort of participate in this tournament. And that is what this cup, the 97 Cup in this game, represents. It represents that cup that was held in 1997 and was inserted into Pokemon Stadium 1, which happens to be Pokemon Stadium 0 for us in the West. Now, the next year they held that tournament using that version of Pokemon Stadium. And so they already made another cup based on what was going to be held at that 1998 tournament. So those are the 1997 and 1998 cups, and those were implemented in this game and in the previous game. But in Pokemon Stadium 2, which we know as Pokemon Stadium 1 here in the West, basically this version of the game, they also added a Cup 1999, which was also based on another tournament held in 1999. And basically that is what we're seeing right now. These are based on the actual tournaments held back in those days. And one main difference from the Western version is that they replace all of this with the Poké Cup. Basically, I think they sort of thought, we're spreading the level 30 to level 50. The challenge is a little bit too thin. There's just too much of it. That they just mixed it together and they made the Poké Cup. Now, one main difference with the 1997, 1998, and 1999 with the Poké Cup, the difference between those is that the 1997 Cup does not have the Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, and Master Ball difficulty. Neither has the 1998 Cup. However, the 1999 Cup does have this difficulty settings. And another thing that I would like to point out is that the Pokemon that are used in these cups are actually based on the tournaments held, but also by an extension of that is that in the 1997, 1998, and 1999 Cup, you can only choose the Pokemon that were legal, you know, that you were allowed to use in those actual tournaments. So, for example, in the 1997 Cup, you can use all 149 rental Pokemon that you expect, but you cannot use Mew and Mewtwo. Those were banned back in those tournaments. In the 1998 Cup, there were only 42 Pokemon legal, I believe, or I think that was the case indeed. But you can only choose 33 rental Pokemon, so this is quite a spike up in difficulty. And in the 1999 Cup, it's really weird. I don't 100% understand how, but... oh, excuse me. You can use most Pokemon, not all 149, as you can see as I'm scrolling through. The scrolling takes a lot less time than in the 1997 Cup, but most Pokemon are here, but not all. It's really weird. I don't 100% fully understand it, but well, I guess we'll just roll with it. So that is the explanation of Pokémon Stadium 1, the Japanese version, which is Pokémon Stadium 0 in the West, which contained the 1997 Cup and a already flash-forwarded 1998 Cup. And then Pokémon Stadium 2 in Japan, which happens to be Pokémon Stadium 1 in the West. That is what we're playing right now. So, what I have planned for you guys is I want to show off one battle for each of these cups. So, let's start off with the 1997 Cup. I've already chosen a registered team. Using some of the most used Pokemon in competitive play. Alright, so I have to admit I cannot read Japanese. So, and I cannot understand the Japanese that the voiceover says during these battles. Let's see, I want Rhydon, I want Alakazam, and I want Taurus. Rhydon should be a good Pokemon. Alright, so Jolteon versus Rhydon. Again, I have no idea what the Japanese voice actually says. I can understand a few words because I watch anime a lot, so that didn't do a lot of damage. I believe the Skybox is entirely different from what you see in the Poké Cup in here. I'm not 100% sure, but in most instances in the Poké Cup you don't really see the Skybox because you have the tournament ceiling hanging over it. Alright, so Gengar is another favorable matchup for our Rhydon. However, this Gengar has Hypnosis and it likes to use it a lot. That was either Sludge or Acid, and it was light blue, which is a color I have not seen before. I am used to it being purple. That's weird, we are paralyzed, I believe. That might not have been Sludge or Toxic or whatever. Alright, Golem. We are faster than Golem. And I believe Rhydon is slightly stronger. Alright, so we are not faster than Golem. Maybe it's a speed tie. Alright, so that wasn't a 1-hit KO because it just used Harden. And we're paralyzed. Oh, right. We're paralyzed. Our speed is lowered, so we can't be faster than that Golem. I had a real brain fart right there. I'm so sorry. Alright, so another Earthquake, and that should be it. So, now that this first battle has ended, I want to point out one thing. So, these cups are based on actual tournaments held back in those years. And they are, to my knowledge, a lot more difficult than what you can expect in the Poké Cup, Prime Cup, Petite Cup, and Pika Cup in the Western version. No, I do not want to continue that. Alright. So they are a lot more difficult. However, as far as my research goes, again, I can't be 100% certain of this because I cannot understand Japanese. But as far as my research goes, the Pokemon, the rental Pokemon that you get, have better movesets, as far as I can tell. So that's a little bit of a compensation for it being more difficult, I guess. Alright, so we have, what I find really interesting is that we have Pokemon at level 30 as our rental Pokemon. However, the opponent has Pokemon under level 30. This is very unique, and you don't see that in the Western version of the game. Let's see, I want Golem, Lapras, and Jinx. Alright. Electrode versus Golem should be in our advantage, and I think this is Earthquake, what I'm selecting now. And the attack missed. Alright, that was nice. I believe he just said, that was very quick, he's down. This is a troubled start of the battle for some reason. Let's see, this is why we have Jinx and Lapras. I want to switch to Jinx. I hope this Jinx has Lovely Kiss or Ice Punch, or both. Again, so this is the stadium that you can expect in the Poké Cup, where you cannot exactly see the skyboxes. Let's see. I have no idea what these moves are. Let's just try the one on the right that has 5 PP. Blizzard. Oh, that's nice. He said something about the level difference being effective in this game. I mean, in this battle. Alright. So Duck Trio, I think Blizzard has low accuracy, so I want to go for Psychic. And for some reason we are faster. That wasn't Psychic, that was Reflect. I really thought that was Psychic, I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll hire someone to translate everything to from Japanese to English for me. If I ever decide to complete this Japanese exclusive content in this game. Yes, indeed, we are the winner, Mr. Announcer. Alright, so that is one battle that I wanted to show off in the 1998 Cup. Alright, quit. And then we're going back to yes, I do not want to continue. And then we're going back for the 1999 Cup. So again, I'm not planning for a full playthrough of the Japanese exclusive content for today, but I might do it in a future episode when we're starting round 2. I'm not 100% certain of it. It's going to depend on on what the viewers say, if there's any, that comment. Alright, so the Pokeball difficulty shouldn't be too difficult for us. And again, we have opponents of much lower level than us, which is interesting. Alright, let's see here. I want Kadabra, I want Persian, and I want Raichu. Maybe I could have picked Starmie for its excellent type coverage of its moves. I hope this is Psychic, what I'm selecting. It's Psybeam, alright. Alright, that is excellent. Alright, Goldeen, that should be another easy one. I believe this this Kadabra also has Dig and Thunder Wave. Alright, so it survived. And it's confused already. It hit itself in confusion. The announcer just asked, what is it doing? It's down. Alright, Weeping Bell. That should be fine now. Alright, one more Psybeam. And I've shown as much as the Japanese exclusive content that I wanted to show. And I want to talk about one last thing. So the Petite Cup, the Peak Cup, and the Poke Cup is what I wanted to talk about. So they weren't actually made up, especially for Pokemon Stadium 2 in Japanese and Pokemon Stadium 1 in Western version. They weren't exactly made up for this game specifically. They were already in Pokemon Yellow, which was released before this game. So back in Pokemon Yellow, there was this link cable feature that was called the Colosseum 2, where you had, you know, a Peak Cup, a Petite Cup, a Poke Cup, and a free battle. And in the free battle, basically became the Prime Cup. So that is what those other cups, other than the 1997, 1998, and 1999 cup, were based on. But that is about everything that I wanted to show off for today. So let's end off this episode. Maybe I'm going to do a full playthrough of the round 1 content of this game. Maybe I'm going to do a playthrough of Pokemon Stadium 0, which is again not going to be a full playthrough, just a show off of the Japanese exclusive content in that game, Pokemon Stadium 0 in the West and 1 in Japan. But we'll see where this journey will take us. But until then, this has been Gagok7 with another bonus episode of Pokemon Stadium. Maybe we'll continue with the bonus episodes, we'll see. But this has been it for now. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.